News Channel 5 Network, this is MorningLine with Nick Beres.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on MorningLine. Nick Beres here on a Tuesday. We've got a good show on tap for you. We're going to talk about, well, I mean, this time of year, it's a good thing to talk about. Maybe, you know, what your plans are for next year or how you're going to make it through the holidays. And just in general, for me anyway, as the weather starts changing, we're getting to the peak time of when cold and flu season hits us, staying healthy if you can. All these types of things are, I think, in the realm of our guest who can help us with ideas about staying healthy. And again, I always, when Holly Ladd comes on, and she's great because she knows so much, I'm sometimes at a loss at exactly how to describe what it is you do. I mean, I have a basic understanding of that as a health and lifestyle coach. Yeah. But you basically tailor plans for individuals to address kind of the things I was just talking about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very personalized. It's very determined by what the client wants to achieve. And we work on, okay, so how many people out there have gone on a diet and maybe succeeded for a while and you lost maybe 5 or 10 pounds and then like 6 months later you gained it all back, maybe even more. Yep. And then you're like, crap, I did so well and now I'm back worse than I was before. Yeah. So what I try to do is get in your mindset and figure out what those blocks are and what's preventing you from succeeding long term. Right. And teaching you skills and new beliefs and new motivators that will keep you on track for the long term, right? Because this is a long race. That's exactly it. It's got to be the long term. Meaning then you really do have to do a lifestyle change. I have a friend right now who's on a I don't know what you call it, a cleanse milkshake diet or whatever. And he's grinding up, you know, every day and he's following some plan. I don't know where he got it from. And there's 3 shakes a day and he's got his, you know, blender and he puts the stuff in, has one in the morning, one at lunch, and that's fine. Okay. It's not something that you'd want to regularly do for the rest of your life. Right. Now, he's lost like 8 pounds. I go, that's great. But are you going to do this for the rest of your life? Of course not. And so maybe some people, I understand, just want to lose weight really quickly before some kind of an event, going to the beach, getting married, whatever. If you just want to do that for appearances and then get back, put a little weight back on, that's fine. But that's not going to stay off on him because, right, he's not going to keep drinking 3 shakes a day. Yeah. You know, and I asked him, what are your cravings right now? He goes, well, sometimes I really want just a hamburger or something. Right, right. Because he's just cut everything else out. Right. So what I try to do is make it, we use small steps that are sustainable over time. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm eating salad every day instead of burgers. Or I'm drinking 48 ounces of water instead of 12. Or, you know, it's just like incorporating these things that make sense. Subtle. And that fit. It just goes. And it fits. Absolutely. And then before you know it, that's just the way. Because you've been coming on the show for years, and we've talked about my affinity for meat to a degree, which I have just on my own slowly but surely transitioned away from a lot of the meat. I'm not vegetarian yet, but really it's taken a while. And the biggest thing on that, my cholesterol on its own has gone way down because I've really limited my red meat intake. Awesome. Okay. Now I still like it, but it took a while. It doesn't happen overnight. People want instant results, Holly. Well, we're in an instant gratification society, right? Yeah. Social media, this, that, everything's like tip of fingers, but sustainable lifestyle changes take time. Moving your lab numbers takes time. You know, you're not going to make a dietary change one week and the next week go in and have lower cholesterol or have less inflammation. It's going to take time. And we have to learn how to live with the fact that it may take 6 months to a year for me to get back to, or get to a healthier place. So yeah, that's what a coach is for, to keep you going and keep you interested and keep you you know, plugged in. That's the trick. And by the way, it's not just this morning about weight loss and things like this. So we'll open up the phone lines in a bit here, 737-7587. But what are you into right now? I haven't seen you in a while. Gosh, what's your thing? I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there something new that you've been exploring or doing with any of your clients, things like that? That's a good question. Actually, my thing is getting people sort of just back to basics, because I think, again, in our society, we go to extremes. You know, it's well, if I eat 1 carrot, I should eat 100 carrots. You know, it's like this mentality of just going all in. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm going to do the ketogenic diet. And it's like, well, no, wait a minute. Why are you doing it? And going back to fundamentals and just making it simple. Like we human beings like to complicate things, right?
Or think too much about it. I know I'm like that. Right.
So it's just like, just eat real food. Don't worry about it. Just eat real food.
So this is your career now, right?
This is my career.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking to a woman here who was once some high-powered, was it executive? You were rocking it. In what field was it?
I was actually a realtor,
She was a realtor, which you know can be a high-stress and very lucrative business as well, and I'm sure she was very good at it.
Yeah.
You were kicking it. You were busy all the time. You're on call 24/7. You were successful, so it wasn't like you got out of it because you weren't successful.
Yeah.
So why did you drop out of it?
Stress.
Yeah, but stress is the essence of life, isn't it? Or is it the essence of death?
It's both, right? So stress is great, but not the stress that I was under.
I hear you.
I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled, and like we've discussed, I got that autoimmune.
Okay,
so things had to change.
And it was affecting your health.
Absolutely.
And you made the connection between my job and the stress I'm feeling and why you were feeling sick, because
that was part of the equation. Absolutely. So I mean, it's more than the stress, but that was definitely part of the ingredients, the recipe that got me sick.
And since you made that transition, and that was how many years ago?
Oh gosh, where are we? Almost 9 years ago.
Okay, so you stuck with it. Were you heavier back then? Were you not as fit? I mean, you've got muscle. You're in great shape. I mean, what's the difference? What changed the biggest thing when you got out of that? You changed your diet and everything else too?
Radically changed the diet. Cut back on alcohol. Actually, I don't think I drank a drop of alcohol for a whole year, which for me was huge.
Yeah.
Changed how yes, I'm thinner. Yes, I'm fitter, but in a different way, right? Not as intense exercise, a little more gentle exercise, but that still is effective. And then stress reduction. I meditate every day.
You meditate every day.
It's so important. Like whatever you find to relax yourself, whether it's breathing, meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, listening to music.
Now, that doesn't mean necessarily laying down and falling asleep.
No, that would be a nap.
But that's the problem. I was thinking, when I think about meditation, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into the sunroom and I'm going to sit down and maybe cross my legs and close my eyes and fall asleep. And that's not because I'm chronically tired. I'm getting good sleep now, but I just think if I relax that way, you don't want to fall asleep. You want to be breathing deep. And are you thinking about something?
Well, there's so many different types of meditation. So, for me personally, I have a mantra. Okay. And I'll do some deep breathing and just kind of get relaxed, and then I kind of go to the mantra. But of course, my mind goes to, oh, what am I going to have for dinner? Oh, and I start thinking about things, and then I go back to the mantra.
And is a mantra a saying, a phrase that you repeat in your mind? It's a word that you say in your head that gets you to refocus, as opposed to thinking about what you're going to fix for dinner that night.
Right, exactly. So what the goal is to, because the mind's going to wander, right? The mind's going to wander, that's what it wants to do. Right. Allow it to wander and then bring it back.
And when it's not wandering and you're focused on the mantra, is your mind then, and again, this, as you say, there's a lot of different kinds of meditation.
Exactly.
Is your mind blank at that point and you're just sitting there just listening to the world and looking, or are you thinking about anything?
No, I mean, I think when you're really deep, and you know, you have moments of being deep, and then boop, you pop back to the surface, right? So in those deep moments, there's nothing. But then all of a sudden it's like, boop, what am I going to wear? Or, you know, I mean, like all of a sudden you get back to reality, and then you go back down. So some days I'm down there and it's feeling good, and it's like maybe like 5 minutes when it's pretty calm. Other days it's like this race to be like, you know.
Did you meditate this morning?
I have not yet meditated this morning.
Okay, see, I can tell you're a little tense. I want you to take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. But do you do it more than once a day? Or?
No, once a day.
Once a day for how long?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. And I imagine you recommend this to your clients, but they have to choose the best way for them to do it. Is it not for everyone?
It's not for everybody. Like some people cannot do it. So then there's breathing exercises that you can do that are just breathing and focusing on your breath. And it says I feel like a lot of people around meditation have this pressure that they have to go into this void of empty space, and that's not what meditation is all about at all.
Yeah, I think it's a misunderstanding. You're right.
It's a complete misunderstanding.
So if you understand it, I think then you don't put as much pressure and it's easier to achieve. Yeah, I think I have a misunderstanding of it, and I need to research it more myself, and we've talked about it. So when it's not that, it's what then? Just relaxing, being yourself, and trying to clear your mind of clutters, so that in the long run, what does that do? De-stress you?
Right. It turns on the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calming counterpart to the fight or flight, right? We get this sympathetic nervous system that we're under all the time, you know, emails, phone, calls, deadlines, family, all this stuff that's weighing on us that keeps us amped up.
Yeah.
And so the parasympathetic is the calming counterpart to the sympathetic. So it just engages that. And even if you just engage it for a minute 3 times a day, you're benefiting.
All right.
You're allowing the body to calm its reaction.
Again, every time you come on, I'm going to do it, and then I kind of procrastinate. I get my acting, but I follow it slowly. Like I said, I've eased out a lot of the red meats. I'll still have a chop once in a while.
Hey, everybody needs a good chop.
When's the last time you had a Big Mac? I was asking her that question. Like never? Never?
Oh no, Big Mac's good stuff.
I just was wondering.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, yeah.
All right, well, listen, we'll take a break on that. When we come back, we've got some calls coming in. The number 737-7587. Living a healthy lifestyle. You see that on the screen there. That's basically what she can talk about, and that is a huge, broad umbrella topic. So we can touch on a lot of that, and we'll get more into what she's been dealing with lately as well, right after this. Stay with us.